a lot of people, a lot of baby boomers will buy their kids, a 1-bedroom flat, a 2-bedroom flat, maybe a small house, wherever it might be. But then what happens over the next 10 years is that kid, they get married, they have kids, and now they need to move out of that house. But what a lot of people in London has found is that their house price has actually deteriorated compared to the value in which they bought it. Because the base assumption was the boomers was that house prices always go up, because that's something that they experienced through their lifetime. That was largely driven to massive increases of money supply during that period. And so what's happened instead, and especially central London, is that people have bought a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom flat, and they found that that house has not gone up in value. In fact, they're struggling to sell it for what they even bought it for. Now that's a big conundrum, because now they're in a relationship, they have kids, it's time to move into an actual house. The assumption would be that that flat they bought should have gone up in value. Now they can sell it and buy the next one. But now, not only has their house not gone up in value, they have to pay a 2% exit fee to the agent, legals, etc. And they now need to pay not just the stamp duty, which they would have paid had they been a first-time buyer, but now the mover stamp duty, which is much higher. And so let's call it on average 5%. So now they've got a 2% fee on the house that they're selling, a 5% fee on the gross value of the house that they're buying, which erodes a lot of people's equity. So if you are a baby boomer, you're thinking about gifting the bank of mum and dad, of which 52% purchased last year contributed to, don't go off and buy a 1 and 2-bedroom flat unless you're guaranteed that it's going to go up in value over the next 5 to 10 years. Instead, wait for your kids to get married, be in a relationship, whatever it might be, how many kids they're going to have, and then contribute to a family home that they can stay in straight away. Because that process of having to transact out of those houses could potentially be detrimental, both to the equity in which you use day one, because that could be lost, but also number two, in all the transaction costs in terms of actually going up the ladder. So unless you're very, very confident what you're buying is going to go up in value, be very, very careful buying a 1 2-bedroom flat for little Johnny and Rachel.